Hello and welcome everyone. In the second lecture of International Relation, today we will study about the introduction to IOS, International Organization. What is the rationale behind the introduction or the establishment of international organization? What is the evolution? How it does evolved by the time, the development, the richness that it developed time to time, and what is the scope in future for international organization, and so on. International organization is also uh, has also been analyzed on the basis of different international relation mainstream theory. Those are realism, liberalism, and Marxism, and many other things like social constructivism, feminism, English school from IR also highlights more or less about it. But in this article or in this video, you will have the three major mainstream theory that we will talk upon. Okay, now next is theory of integration, which is very peculiar to the international organization part. Okay, because international organization is basically a ambit or an umbrella term under which each nation states, okay, surrender their sovereignty in order to form certain supranational body, okay, or some sort of integration among them, okay, gives upon the work, gives upon the effort on the working of certain things in a dependence manner, in a together to get in the form of togetherness on a particular issue. And those two theories are functionalism and neo-functionalism. Okay, now we'll see that the rationale behind the establishment of international organization, okay, from the need for global cooperation to address issue that transcends the national borders. Some key reasons that include is that first of all, peace and security. Okay, so I'll elaborate it. Like international organization, maybe you can say the United Nations, which is created after the League of Nations in order to prevent the conflicts and promote peace by providing a platform for dialogue and diplomacy. Then second is economic cooperation, like institution like World Bank, WTOs, IMF. Okay, they were to establish. Why they were established? They were established to promote the economic stability of the world and reduce the trade barrier that people that the one country should not be stopped doing trade in another country. So reduced trade barrier and ensured the balance of payment, or we can say that balance international financial system. Then the next is human right and social development. Organization like international organization also tends to ensure the human rights. Okay, the human rights, that whether the dignity and the freedom of individual is to be maintained. No any organization or such body can curb those freedom from them. Okay, now such specialized agencies under United Nations like World Health Organization established in 1948 around, and UNICEF the uh, like also established around 1946, the United Nations Children's Fund. Okay, means around it, some UNESCO. So these all work in order to improve the living conditions, health standard, education, and human rights globally. Now environment and climate change is also one of the rationale behind it, like to mitigate the climate change. UNEP, United States Environment Program, has came into effect legal human and humanitarian framework. International organization also tends to help in aiding the humanitarian uh, aid is international law in order to protect their rights, conflict resolution, and facilitate cooperation among the countries in the case of pandemic emergencies like pandemic disasters, etc. These organizations foster collaboration to ensure the shared rule and standard and promote the collective management of the global issues that individual country cannot resolve all alone. Okay, now next topic is that the evolution of international organization. So evolution of international organization is that the changing of global dynamics time to time, okay, requires the change in the setup of organization or certain body that we require to rule in global are required to set certain standard in the global politics. So first, the early foundation we'll talk about in around 19th century, like pre-modern collaboration, that international cooperation can be tracked as a religious council and diplomatic conferences. How first of all they were not the formal organization, they were just informal meetings that come up together. First modern international organization is often considered as International Telegraph Union, established in 1865, followed by the Universal Postal Union in 1874. These organizations address the technical and logistic international cooperation and communication. Then Concert of Europe is one of the international society which was being established aftermath the Napoleon War. The Concert of Europe is 1815, which was early, albeit in form, established peace and balance of power in the Europe, because Europe was divided into many of the sects like um, uh, Prussia, France, Sicily, etc. Every different kind of Czech republic. So each one of them are just like ruling monotonously. So for them, they come together. Now League of Nation is that post World War One, League of Nation talked about the establishment. Okay, establishment of what? Establishment after World War One as a part of Treaty of Versailles. The League of Nations was a global political organization which aim for certain international cooperation. The specialized agencies like ILO, established in 1919 to promote the global labor standard. Uh, Post World War II era, the United Nations and Bretton Woods system came into existence, and certain specialized agencies like UNICEF and World Health Organization to address the global issues such as poverty, health, human rights. Bretton Woods institutions established in 1944 like International Monetary Fund and World Bank led to reconstruct the effort of global financial system. Now then is Cold War period from 1947 to 1991. The NATO and Warsaw Pact established due to the ideological war between the USA and Soviet Russia. Okay, this will and then the non-alignment movement proposed by India to remain independent of the rest of the two blocks, that is capitalist bloc USA and Soviet Russia, the socialist bloc. And then economic and regional organization like EU, African Unity, Organization of African Unity, these were established and later on it became the African Union. Okay, this is how European Union is also initially the European Economic Community. Okay, the evolution in these particular organization we'll read this in for future lecture. Now next is what is then next point is post Cold War and globalization, that is 1991 and the present phase, which talked about the expanded role of United Nations. With the end of the Cold War, the UN became more involved in peacekeeping and all. Emergence of new trade and regional organization like NAFTA, North America Free Trade Agreement, Asia and African Union, all these grew for the new trade. Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement to address and mitigate the climate change. terrorism, pandemics, and contemporary challenge and shifts of 21st centuries that emerging powers like China, India, okay, the new formings of multilateral groupings of G20 and BRICS. Uh, these are the new emerging IOs. Global health pandemics is one of the challenge faced by the pan world, which highlights some of the strength and weakness of certain international organizations like WHO. Technological and cyber crimes, increasing concern over data privacy and all. So these areas are overseas. Now, key trends in the evolution is that multilateralism is increasing. Like there is no more existence of one particular power or two particular powers. So the world is moving towards the power arrangement of many, okay, multiple countries, multiple stakeholders, several emerging for their own interests, the national cooperation, okay, the like EU, asian, okay, for specific consideration of economic, social, political issues of their own reason, focus on global public goods that require collective action like climate change, health, global security. So in this way, international organization continue to evolve, driven by the need to adapt the change global order, technological advancements, and grow of interconnectedness of the world problems via globalization. Thank you.